the ground shake.
Mother. Hey, welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're going to talk about my Corvette and why I don't have much content on it. I'm going to show you exactly what it takes for me to just take this thing for a drive. So problem number one is this. In fact, that's one of the biggest problems. When I press, nothing happens. Try to open the hatch, nothing happens. So I actually have to leave the car unlocked, which I don't love doing, but it's in the garage. Well, it actually will still open. You might say, well, the battery's dead. The battery's not dead. You're probably thinking, the battery's dead in this. It's not dead in this. Trust me. So here we are in the driver's seat of the car. I don't drive this car very often because of the many things that are wrong with it. And I wanted to share with you guys all the things that are wrong with it. As you can see, it was difficult to even get in the car because the key fob doesn't work. So what's even more frustrating with the key fob is starting this thing. There is no place to insert a key in this car. There's not even like a, you know, like I think on some of the cars there's like a hidden keyhole or you can take something off. There's not in this car. What it does is there's a sensor that connects this to a box that is behind the dash. It's actually located kind of behind the AC vents and the radio, and it's pretty hard to replace. Even though you can get to it relatively easily by taking off this whole bezel, it's kind of hard to replace. So then the question is, well, how do I start it? That's step one. I mean, that's one of the bigger problems. May not be the most annoying problem, I'll tell you later, but it's one of the biggest problems because it doesn't start. So this is how I have to do it. So if you open up the glove box, there is a little slot right here. You might not be able to see it because of the lighting, but you got to put this guy in that slot in this direction with the buttons facing the passenger door. So you got to put it in. And now here's what's extra special about my Corvette is most of the time you can just put that in and start it. Mine doesn't like that. So this is a two-hand job. I've got to push that in, jam it in as hard as it can because there's a little inductor on the inside that tells you that the key fob is in it. And I got to jam it in there with one hand, press the button with the other hand. And one is here, the other is here. So I can't do it with one hand and hold you guys. So just a second. All right, so now the car's running. That's great. But let me show you the dashboard and what's just going on over there. So this is my dash. Awesome, right? So, well, I don't have my seatbelt on, so that's actually good. But this guy and this readout is one of the most annoying problems I have with this car. But I'll get to that in a minute. Let's now talk about some other things in the interior. All right, so the interior is where this car's age is starting to show. If you haven't already noticed, I directly got into this car. I haven't touched anything and didn't prep anything before I got into this car. And you see this guy right there, right here, just hanging down. That's a piece of trim. It's a rubber trim piece that is in between the plastic header right here. Yeah, cheap, like the cheapest plastic you can get, and the back glass. So it decides to just kind of fall every now and then. So, and then now it's like expanded in the heat, so it doesn't even sit in the right place anymore. You've got to kind of manipulate the system just to get it to stay there for a little while. All right, so that's one, and I didn't even expect that to be there, but that happens probably about 50% of the time I come into this car. But here's some of the other things that where the age is showing in this car. Right here is my newest little problem. So the plastic bezel that is around the Ebrake handle just decided to break. It's got little clips here. I tried to take this guy off in one of the videos that I made a couple of months ago because I was actually trying to fix that thing because that thing wasn't working. Ended up figuring out that I got to jam that thing in really far. So feel free to go back to a video I made like 3 or 4 months ago with No Fobs Detected on the Corvette. It's a crappy video, honestly, but it's getting views, so I haven't taken it down. So anyway, that's when this broke. And so the boot is now just kind of flopping around. The bezel is just kind of flopping around. The Ebrake handle still just works fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just super annoying. No major mechanical problems with this car really ever since I bought it nearly 10 years ago. And the shifter came on it when I bought it. It was installed by the previous owner. It's kind of cool. I actually didn't expect to keep it, but I have. It's a good size. But here's the problem. Down under here is the little nut to get it off. Let's say I wanted to change that out. I actually did buy a replacement one. It's right there. Let's say I wanted to change this out. It doesn't really fit. It's not the right size, and so I can't really demonstrate that with you, but it's super annoying. So I've learned to live with this skull that's embedded in my shift knob. So it's still kind of cool, whatever. So the next thing that's really messed up is this. This is the visor on the driver's side. So it's been loose for a while, and it kind of just fell out of these little tabs in the plastic and the fabric, and then the mirror just fell one day. It literally just fell, and then now, so it's just dangling there now. The lights don't work. There is no mirror. Why I haven't just cut it off, I don't know, but I kind of want to replace the entire mirror setup. This mirror actually still works fine, except for that noise it made. There you go. It just needs to be greased a little bit. No problem. So that one works just fine. So the next thing that's wrong with this car, you're looking at it. Well, sort of. So you're looking through the roof. So my favorite part of the Corvette is this transparent roof, right? It's really awesome. I don't know if you guys really, like, in this view, right, I got window here, window here, window here. I mean, that's one of my favorite parts about this car. The problem is this Corvette and this roof right here is, you know, it's a laminated plastic type of material, Lexan or something. And, you know, this car has spent a lot of time outside in the driveway. At this house, at previous houses, it's parked mostly in the garage, but not every day because something else is going on, so we might have to park it outside. And this thing does not like just kind of sitting out in the elements, so it has cracks on it. I'll show it to you real quick. So now that we're out of the car, I'm going to show you some of the things that's wrong with this roof here that I'm looking at. And you can kind of see them right. Let me see if I can get this thing to focus. There you go, right there. You see that? That is the entire roof all the way across. Looks like that. So that's terribly frustrating. It doesn't mess up the structural integrity of this roof at all. It just looks terrible. When it's clean and you're out in the sunlight, looks absolutely terrible. Speaking of sunlight, you're probably wondering, why am I not making this video out in the driveway? Well, there's a reason for that. It's because it takes me about 15-20 minutes just to get this car to where I can move it just that far, right, and not mess anything up. Here's why. Biggest annoyance, we gotta crouch down a little bit, and I'm gonna show you the wheels and tires on this guy. Got 20-inch in the back, 19 in the front. So Continental Extreme Contact tires. These are really nice tires, really nice wheels. So then, what's the problem with them? Let me zoom out a little bit. All right, as you can maybe see from this angle, they're a little flat. It's got maybe, I'm gonna guess, 5 PSI in it right now. And if you remember earlier when I was inside the car and I showed you the dash, it said something about having a flat tire and low pressure and all those things. This is why. There seems to be a manufacturer issue with these tires, and I can't explain it any more than this. You see this little tiny groove right there? The manufacturer defect appears to be these little seams right here, which the seams are not weird. A lot of tires have them, but it doesn't for some reason create a perfect seal with these wheels. And that's not the only tire that has this problem. This rear tire, even less. And this front tire, it's not hot either. In fact, the only one of the tires that actually does an okay job is that front driver's side tire over here. This one would probably need at least a couple of tires. It's better than the rest. So I bought these from Discount Tire many years ago. They were on clearance. They were one of the last sets in the entire country. This may be why they were discontinued. I did contact Continental. Discount Tire referred me to them because it was outside their warranty. I did contact Continental once a few years ago, and they basically denied any responsibility because they did not have any recalls on these tires. So it's kind of a bummer. All right, so the last big thing, and the reason why I don't drive this car much, actually has nothing to do with the mechanics of the car. The car runs, sort of. Tires work, sort of. I just got to put a bunch of air in them before I even move the car, down the road. This is completely a cosmetic thing, and it's super annoying. And here it is. I have what I call the worst PPF job in the country. Okay, so how did that happen? Right. Well, that was done many years ago. I moved to this house a little less than 2 years ago. Not long after we moved here, we had a big snowstorm. Yes, a snowstorm in South Texas in December 2017. At that time, our garage was full of crap because we had just moved here, so I had to park the car right there. And it snowed. Snow sat on the car for a while and literally froze the clear bra and cracked it. So I've been dealing now with trying to get it off for a while. I don't really want to pay anyone to do it, but it's a massive pain. But I've been peeling it off little by little. Here we go. And this is one of the things I've been using lately. It works relatively well, but let me get you a close-up of this problem. So this is the hood, and it looks even worse because I've been peeling pieces off. So you can see, like, here's a piece I haven't peeled off yet. Here's a surface I have already peeled off. But you see, even the surface I peeled off, a lot of them have residue, and then now dirt's collected on the residue. The front bumper has it as well, but it has not been peeled. So you can see all the cracks here throughout the whole thing. Headlights have it on there, and again, cracks on it as well. Now, here's what it looks like up close on the bumper. This is the hood, and that's residue that's gotten dirty. It's not messed up paint. But that's been peeled off, and recently, that's why it's that color. And you can see up here where it's used to be in the regular paint. And it's on the headlights too. You can see it cracked there. All the way around the bumper. And it's a big pain. So obviously a huge pain in the ass. And so that's what's wrong with my Corvette. It literally sucks. I love this car. I've had it for nearly 10 years. I don't want to get rid of it. But it's causing me a lot of headaches lately. So if you guys have any ideas of how I can better get some of those clear bra pieces off besides just picking at them with my fingers one by one, let me know. Put it in the comments below. If you think I should fix the car, then let me know. If you think I should sell the car, get something different, let me know. If you were my wife, you'd say just sell the car anyway because you don't need it. But that's what wives do. So anyway, hit subscribe, hit like. Glad you could join us here. Just wanted to give you a tour of the Corvette. See, this button actually works perfectly to turn the car off. So here's what happens, right? When you turn the car off, it says shift into reverse. So I do that, and let's say I wanted to just start it again, right? Press the button again. You hear that little click back there? That's the little box back here trying to tell me that it's reading this, but it's not. I can literally set it right next to it. Nothing. And I get No Fobs Detected.